bring it full circle back to what we kind of first talked about. This one's not a crash broke question. This one's just an overall sentiment that I'm seeing from reading multiple questions. It's an amalgam, and I worded it because I was trying to put a bunch of things in one. This is the elephant in the room. Your channel is about how to help people get started investing one rental at a time, but it starts with number one. You teach a skill, how to build a buy box and analyze the market to find average, good, and great deals. And then you encourage your listeners to only buy great deals. But the housing and rental market is so tough right now. Nothing seems to cash flow in most markets. And if it does cash flow, the yearly return is a pathetic 2 or 3%. Some of your followers have been looking for up to 12 months at this point, like you used to do, or like you did when you started, but with no results. It seems like what worked before is not working now. What should they do? And is there anything they should change?
Well, there's a couple of things in that. First and foremost, there's been several times in my journey where we did the work and didn't see the returns. So you're not alone. It happens. I have said repeatedly that the last 12 months have been the hardest of my career. So I'm right there with you. I'm not changing. Second or third, I want to remind people, I spent the first year, 2002, learning my skill in the Bay Area. At some point, I had to step back and ask myself, do I really want to do this? It doesn't work here. Let me go to another market. That's a hard choice because the only place I'd ever lived for 50 years was the Bay Area. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have a network. I didn't have a rich uncle. I didn't. So we ended up having to go 2.5 hours outside of our where we lived to find a market that made sense. And once we did, we were off to the races. Dion spent 1.5 years trying to find his next deal. He didn't find it until he went 30 minutes outside his comfort area. So like if you can articulate with confidence what a good or great deal is in your market, and you've been doing this for more than 6 months, certainly a year, I think you have to step back and go, is there some place close to me that might offer better returns? Because in all honesty, this is why Olivia is so smart. I would have been happy, just given my broken nature, to keep beating my head against the wall in the Bay Area. I might have spent 2 or 3 years before I figured it out. There was no cash flow. She was like, nope, we're done. Not doing this anymore. And we went somewhere else. So if you're in a high price market and it's tough, maybe it's time to look at a new market. But remember, just like I did in Fresno, the beauty of this is you're going to learn it so much faster. That's because the skill is market independent. So at the end of the day, it's always hard. It's just unique types of hard. You can also learn seller financing and there's other things that you can do, but I understand. I've admitted it repeatedly. It is hard today. It's the hardest I've seen in 23 years.
When I first was interviewed by you 5 years ago, you gave me 2 pieces of advice at that time. I just closed on my first rental property, like I mentioned earlier. And you said, Mike, you need to network way more and you need to learn seller financing. It was true there in that market. It's true now in today's market. Those 2 things are something you're going to need to do no matter when you're investing in real estate, but especially right now.